In the heart of New York City, nestled among high-end boutiques and luxury shops, stood Elegance Emporium, the most prestigious luxury shoe store in the area. The shop exuded opulence, with sparkling crystal chandeliers and meticulously arranged displays of designer footwear lining the walls like trophies. The air was filled with the rich scent of polished leather and expensive perfume, creating an atmosphere of exclusivity. One brisk autumn morning, an elderly woman named Eleanor Hayes entered the boutique. Her worn, beige coat hung loosely on her shoulders, and her once elegant scarf had seen better days, frayed at the edges. Her brown shoes, sturdy yet creased from years of use, seemed out of place in such a lavish setting. Despite her unassuming appearance, Eleanor carried herself with a quiet dignity that hinted at a life well lived. However, her presence went unnoticed by the staff. Behind the counter, Amanda Reed, the senior saleswoman, was engrossed in her phone. Dressed in a sleek black dress and high heels, Amanda epitomized the boutique's glamorous facade. Her sharp gaze flicked up, taking in Eleanor's appearance, and she immediately dismissed her as a time waster. "Welcome to Elegance Emporium," Amanda greeted, her tone laced with condescension. "We have a discount section at the back if you're looking for something more affordable." Eleanor paused, a flicker of hurt crossing her face, but she remained silent. Instead, she moved toward a display featuring a stunning pair of handcrafted Italian stilettos priced at nearly $3,500. Amanda's patience was wearing thin. She stepped closer, her heels clicking sharply on the marble floor. "Ma'am, those are part of our exclusive collection," she said, forcing a smile. "They're not exactly practical for everyone." Eleanor turned to face her, eyes sparkling with a mix of challenge and amusement. "And what makes you think they aren't for me?" Amanda's confidence wavered for a moment before she regained her composure. "Of course, if you'd like to try them on." Before Eleanor could respond, the door swung open, and a young woman burst in, flanked by a group of admirers and the flash of cameras. It was Olivia Chase, a popular fashion influencer with millions of followers. Amanda's demeanor shifted instantly, her smile widening as she abandoned Eleanor mid-conversation. "Olivia. We're so honored to have you here." Amanda gushed, instantly forgetting Eleanor's presence. Eleanor stood there for a moment, feeling invisible, watching how easily Amanda discarded customers who didn't fit her narrow definition of luxury. With a heavy heart, she turned and exited the store, unnoticed. The following morning, an email notification landed in the inbox of Elegance Emporium's headquarters. It was brief but urgent: "All staff are required for a meeting at 10 a.m. No one knew who sent it, but when the clock struck 10, the boutique doors opened once more, and Eleanor walked in, this time accompanied by two sharply dressed individuals, her legal advisors. As Amanda chatted with another employee, she froze, her heart sinking as Eleanor approached the front of the store. The air thickened with tension, and every employee turned to watch. Eleanor placed a leather-bound folder on the counter, her demeanor calm and collected. "Good morning," she said, her voice strong. "I believe we need to discuss some matters." Amanda blinked, momentarily at a loss for words. "I'm sorry, but..." Eleanor raised a hand, silencing her. "As the owner of Elegance Emporium, I expect a discussion on customer service policy." The room fell silent, disbelief hanging in the air. Amanda's mind raced. How could this be? The woman she had dismissed so easily turned out to be the owner. "I'm afraid you've mistaken me for someone else," Amanda stuttered, her confidence crumbling. Eleanor smiled, a slow, knowing smile. "I assure you, I have not. I'd like to hear your explanation for the way you treated customers." Amanda's stomach nodded. "We pride ourselves on exceptional service," she replied, though her voice lacked conviction. "Exceptional service?" Eleanor echoed, her tone sharp. "Is that what you call pushing potential customers toward the discount section?" The tension in the room escalated. Eleanor turned to her advisors. Please have the HR department pull all customer service reports from the last 6 months. Amanda felt the weight of Eleanor's gaze, the realization sinking in. If we find that other customers have received similar treatment, Eleanor continued, we will need to make some serious changes to staffing. The atmosphere was suffocating. Amanda felt the eyes of her colleagues boring into her, waiting for her to respond. But she was at a loss for words. Eleanor straightened, her posture exuding authority. You assumed I had no business being here. You assumed I wasn't worthy of your time. She paused, allowing her words to sink in. And instead of providing the service expected in a store that bears my name, you decided I wasn't worth the effort. A heavy silence enveloped the room. Eleanor turned to one of her advisors. Have the HR department compile all customer service reports from the last 6 months. Amanda swallowed hard, her palms clammy. After a long moment, Eleanor added, this store will be undergoing changes effective immediately. You've spent years dismissing customers as unworthy, Amanda. Let's see how you like working in the discount section instead. The next day, Amanda arrived at Elegance Emporium as a shadow of her former self. Gone were the admiring glances from her colleagues, gone was her luxurious station at the VIP consultation desk. Instead, she found herself stationed in the farthest corner of the boutique, the dreaded discount section. The irony was palpable. This area, which she had once dismissed as a graveyard for last season's leftovers, was now her domain. As the day progressed, a woman shuffled toward the discount racks, arms filled with shoes. Excuse me, sales lady, she called out. Amanda stiffened, forcing a smile. Yes, how can I assist you? The customer thrust a pair of shoes toward her. These have a discount on top of the discount, right? Amanda blinked, confused. I'm not sure. Let me check. She turned to find one of the junior sales associates, Sarah, watching with barely concealed delight. Looking for the staff discount memo? Sarah asked sweetly. Amanda gritted her teeth, feeling the humiliation wash over her. Where is it? She asked, trying to keep her voice steady. Sarah flipped through a binder and handed it over. Amanda snatched it, skimming the pages, frustration bubbling within her. Yes, there's an additional discount, she said, forcing a smile. The woman beamed. Great. I'll take these. Do you have a box? This one's got a scuff. Amanda glanced down. If she were still in the main boutique, she would have replaced the pair without hesitation. But now, there were no replacements, only imperfect items to sell. She swallowed her frustration and wrapped the shoes anyway. That was how her day unfolded. A steady stream of customers who haggled and demanded, treating her like an ordinary cashier. By noon, she felt drained. Desperate for a reprieve, Amanda slipped into the main boutique area, hoping to catch a glimpse of her old life. But when she stepped onto the plush carpet, she froze. Eleanor was there, speaking with a group of upper management executives. Amanda's stomach twisted at the realization, she's not just humiliating me in front of my colleagues, she's doing it in front of the people who control my future. As Amanda stood frozen, Eleanor's gaze flicked toward her, and for a fleeting moment, she caught a hint of amusement in Eleanor's eyes. That night, Amanda sat alone in her apartment, the weight of her humiliation pressing down on her. She replayed every moment, every look, every harsh word. The anger bubbled within her, but she also felt a twinge of regret. Scrolling through her phone, she found a notification from Olivia Chase. The influencer had posted a video titled "When Luxury Saleswomen Forget Who They're Talking to." Amanda's stomach dropped as she read the comments flooding in. By the next morning, the video had gone viral, and Amanda felt herself sinking deeper into despair. Determined to regain control, she arrived at Elegance Emporium early, her heart racing with a plan. She found James, the store manager, at his desk, watching the trending video. "James, we need to talk," Amanda said urgently. "Amanda, this is getting out of hand," he replied, arms crossed. "The public loves a good story about a saleswoman getting humbled." "No, I can fix this," she pleaded. "We can frame it as a misunderstanding, a misinterpretation of my actions." James shook his head. "You were recorded ignoring the owner. That's not a misunderstanding." Just then, the door swung open, and Eleanor entered, flanked by corporate executives. "James, I believe it's time for our discussion," she said, her voice firm. Amanda followed Eleanor into the meeting room, her stomach twisting with anxiety. "Eleanor, I can explain," she started, but Eleanor raised a hand. "I know why you're here, Amanda," she said. "You've worked here for years, and you built a reputation. But you've also become entitled and dismissive. You treated customers as if they were beneath you." Amanda opened her mouth to protest but found no words. "I could have fired you immediately, but I wanted you to understand what it feels like to be judged unfairly," Eleanor continued. The room fell silent, tension thick in the air. "You have 20 minutes to gather your things," Eleanor concluded, her voice steady. As Amanda sat in her apartment that night, she felt the weight of her actions pressing down on her. She had lost everything, and now she had to face the consequences. But as she sifted through her thoughts, she recognized something crucial: she had been that person to others. Eleanor had offered her a chance to learn, to grow. A soft chime broke the silence, a new email from Eleanor. "If you're ready to talk, meet me at Elegance Emporium tonight after closing." With a mix of dread and hope, Amanda accepted the invitation. When she arrived, the boutique was dimly lit, the luxurious displays gleaming. Eleanor sat at a central table, tea in front of her. "Thank you for coming," Eleanor said, her tone devoid of judgment. "I was wrong," Amanda admitted, her voice shaky. Eleanor nodded. "I see potential in you, Amanda, but potential without humility is wasted. Are you willing to change?" "Yes," Amanda replied, her voice firm. Eleanor slid a document across the table. Amanda picked it up, her breath catching, an employment contract. Her name was printed at the top, and it began with Sales Associate, probationary period. "You're rehiring me?" Amanda gasped. "On a trial basis," Eleanor confirmed. "Thank you," Amanda said, relief flooding her. "You'll start in the discount section," Eleanor added, a hint of a smile on her lips. This time, Amanda didn't protest. She understood that Eleanor was giving her a chance to rebuild, this time, the right way. Her first day back felt different. She approached her role with fresh eyes, treating every customer with respect. Weeks passed, and Amanda thrived, earning back the trust of her colleagues. She learned to see the value in every customer, regardless of their appearance. One afternoon, Eleanor watched as Amanda helped a young woman try on shoes, genuinely engaged and offering honest recommendations. Months later, Eleanor called Amanda into her office once more. "Amanda," she began, "you've proven yourself not just as a salesperson but as a leader." Amanda's heart raced as Eleanor slid a new contract across the table. "Store Manager, Elegance Emporium." Amanda read aloud, stunned. "You've shown growth, understanding, and humility," Eleanor said, pride evident in her voice. Tears pricked Amanda's eyes, but she held them back. "Thank you." As Amanda took her new position, she ensured that every customer felt valued. Under her leadership, Elegance Emporium flourished, gaining a reputation as a place where everyone mattered. Every time an elderly woman or a less glamorous guest entered, Amanda made sure they were treated like royalty. Now, she understood that luxury wasn't just about price, it was about experience, respect, and the way people felt. Thanks to Eleanor Hayes, she would never forget that lesson again.